Hey Jeff, look at this gravitonium I found.
Banner, that's not gravitonium. First off, that's not real. Second off, that's definitely mercury. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth. Come on, why? Hey guys, welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast. This is a review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episode 9, Best Laid Plans. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. With me, as always, is the mad scientist, Brian Banner, here to review this episode as we do all of our TV episodes on the 4 Squad criteria: the acting, the story, our favorite scene, and theories going forward. Let's toss it right into the lab to Brian Banner. Brian, we just got done watching the episode. What did you think of the respective performances from the cast in this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
One thing, we've been so back and forth, up and down on this guy. Dominic Raines is Cassius, or whatever the fuck his name is. I actually am really starting to buy him as a menacing villain. It's taken me a little while to come to that, but I'm starting to be on board. I'm kind of digging him as a villain. Kind of him calling their bluff and saying, no, look, I'm a god, bringing Tess back from the dead, if you believe in that kind of a thing. Another person I want to talk about is Florence Fibery, or Fibra, whatever, Sonara. She's so
Pronunciation is not a strength of this show. It never will be.
No.
I think we just need to tell our fans that.
Yeah. But what is a strength of our show is knowing whether a female is hot or not, and Sonara is very hot. And I'm really upset that they killed her. But maybe they didn't, but they probably did, so that sucks.
They probably, the Kree have the ability to bring people back, but she got impaled pretty hard. That was like a rough weekend.
And it was rusty. And I don't think she got her tetanus shot. So
not the updated ones for this school year. For me, I got one positive and then one negative here. Jeff Ward, who played Deke, I've been shitting on his performances all season just because I think he's like so whiny and just like has been annoying me. He actually had some kind of redeeming scenes in this episode, so I got to tip my cap to him, because if I'm going to shit on him when he's bad, I got to give him some props when he's good. And then your boy Coy Stewart as Flint, I gave him like 4 or 5 episodes, man. I like the character of Flint, but he's just really struggling acting on this show. He's a kid actor. I know it's tough to do, but he's just not giving good performances.
Yeah, he's bad. I think the difference in those two, I think that they're kind of parallels, is that Flint is a very interesting character, but it isn't played well. I think that Deke is not a very interesting character, and he's playing him how he's written, which is not boding well for him.
Yeah, Deke, until this episode and some of the stuff we got with his dad, part of the reason I haven't liked him is I just have not cared at all about anything he's had to say. I've just been like, shut up, dude, every time he talks. All right, our second category is the story. Now, you and I were kind of ranting a little bit about this episode. This show has done a really, really good job so far this season of just inching things forward every single time that we tune in to watch it on Friday night. This episode, I feel like we kind of took a step backwards. I'm confused by a couple things that I'll bring up here, but also I don't really think this episode did much. I mean, Sonara obviously got killed, but things happening on the freighter, there's still kind of the back and forth with Cassius, and the team is just still infighting basically with Deke's old friends. Like, what did you think of the story in this episode?
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of it at all, to be honest with you. I thought it was very, very slow. Honestly, everything on the Zephyr, I hated. I don't understand the science. I just don't get it. Why is gravitonium bad? I thought it was good.
I don't get that either. And
I'm so fucking confused. And I mean, I know I'm a Scientologist, not a Scientologist, a scientist.
What?
But,
when were you going to tell me that? This is
yeah.
how you tell me on an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. review?
But usually they do a good job of dumbing the science down for us, or only telling us what we need to know. I honestly have no idea what's going on with that.
I don't either. And maybe I'm stupid. Actually, I know I'm stupid, but maybe I'm too stupid to understand that particular plot point. So if you know that, comment at us and tell us. The other thing one thing I did kind of like about this episode was the part where Voss was basically explaining to Deke his point of view, like, yo, I'm not some nut job trying to kill the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is why I'm doing it. So we at least kind of patched up, like, filled in some of the blanks there. But still, man, Not much progressing the story this episode, but there were some cool things to look at, which takes us into our third category, the best scene. What was your favorite scene in this episode?
I mean, it's the only good scene in the entire episode. I mean, that fight scene with Sonara and Sky or Daisy or whatever you want to call her these days, Quake. That scene was dope when they lost gravity and were fighting basically like underwater with no gravity in space. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and finally Deke decided I'm not going to be some little bitch crying in the corner.
He finally chose a side and is sticking with it.
Yeah, instead of he always has some stupid mantra like I'm playing the long game. Like, just stop, man. Pick a side. I'm tired of watching you snivel away in the corner. That was a great scene, and I figured one of us would pick it, but I did have a backup one that I really liked. It was the standoff scene with Yo-Yo and Mac and Cassius at the end.
That was my backup, too. That was a cool kind of misdirection they did.
One thing that I really liked about it, I love in shows, TV, movies, a well-placed no! And Cassius gave us one of those in this, and I actually thought it was pretty well done. And you really felt now he's like, look, I've been an asshole this whole time, but I'm about to elevate this to another level because I have a huge complex of inferiority, and that's why I'm walking around telling people that I'm a god. And I also kind of like how Mac and Yo-Yo are like, we're not intimidated by you. You haven't been enslaving us on this freighter for 30, 40 years like you have everyone else. We're free agents that just showed up to the team, and we're ready to go. We're ready to chest up to you. All right, the last category we have is our theories going forward. There's really only one thing that they kind of left open, at least in my mind, and that is the information that Cassius himself has a seer either recently acquired, or maybe that's actually what he's been using the whole time as sort of his offensive coordinator, making moves. Any theories on that or anything else on the show that after this episode you kind of want to chime in on?
Well, I think it's got to be newly acquired, because if it was not newly acquired, that offensive coordinator almost got his slit throat like 3 episodes ago by Gemma. So
yeah,
he needs to fire him in the offseason, or they need to have a serious conversation. I'm intrigued. I think that the seer has to somehow be connected to Robin, maybe her lineage, whether it's a brother or a sister, or maybe somehow. I mean, he's proven that he can bring someone back from the dead in Tess, so maybe he was able to bring back Robin's dad back. I don't know. A little out there.
I actually have a theory about Tess too. I know that she's acting weird because she came back from the dead, a la the Kree blood, which is very similar to, or it's actually exactly how Coulson came back to life, obviously. I don't trust her still. I don't know if she was never dead in the first place, like faking it, or if she's actually playing both sides the entire time.
Maybe she's an Inhuman.
I don't know. I would not put anything past her. She had the craziest look in her eyes, and I think only part of it was because she just came. She basically looked like she had been blacked out the night before and woke up the next day. And she's like, "Please tell me I didn't make out with an ugly person." And they're like, "Worse, you have been working with Cassius actually this whole time.
You made out with Deke. Damn it."
Yeah. She's like, well, that's just, I'm going to need video because I don't believe I would do that even blacked out. I still have a little bit of my wits about me.
One thing I'm intrigued about moving forward is they kind of slowly started to plant that seed of Daisy not wanting to get her inhibitor removed. She doesn't want to be Quake now because they know what she potentially could do. I think it's very interesting now that they're kind of in her head of, are you going to get it removed? Are you not going to get it removed? Are you going to be able to use your powers or you're not? And I think that may be what eventually actually makes her blow up the Earth, is that she doesn't get it removed, then all of a sudden something happens and it malfunctions, and she doesn't have control of her powers anymore.
Yeah, she's definitely a little bit gun-shy, knowing what she's capable of. Another thing, too, Voss made a reference to aliens coming down from the sky, and I'm wondering if that is some sort of an allusion to the events of Infinity War. He made some reference to that and how it involved Quake becoming the destroyer of worlds. So either he's referencing something old with the Chitauri, which I don't really think makes any sense with this.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but, I mean, maybe.
Who knows? All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. We have been the Bro Force Squad for the Mad Scientist, Brian Banner. I'm the Mayor, Jet Fornasek. If you could subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube, we'd appreciate it. That is Bro Force Squad, 3 words. Follow us on Twitter at Bro Force Squad, and check out everything we're doing over at our website at broforcesquad.com. Thank you, guys, and we'll check you out next week for the next episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We should go to one of those anti-gravity places for my next birthday, I think.
I'm in.
Fun.
That sounds good. Yeah.
We got to make a reservation, though, so that's a solid RSVP that I just got.
I got a thing. Sorry.